Hello everyone, my name is John Michael Bushman, and welcome back to Master Duel. We're gonna be rocking it with Fiendsmith Yubel today, and not much has changed with this deck. In spite of how the ladder has been looking, it's in a really surprising good spot right now. There's a lot of interaction everywhere. Even the combo decks are held in check by the other, surprisingly, mid-range decks that are in the format right now. The only thing that I am waiting for this deck at this point is the second wave of support in the main deck version of Lacrima and the Link 3. And I keep thinking it was a Link 2, but no, it's actually a Link 3. And I'm going to have to do some kajiggering with the extra deck here just so that I can fit the Link 3 in. I probably actually have to say goodbye to Apollo USA, but good God, it's such a powerful card. I don't know what I should cut for it. The extra deck space is so goddamn tight, but we'll get there when we get there. Hell, I might actually just cut SP Little Knight after everything. But we're gonna get there when we get there. For now, we're not gonna waste any more time. Let's rock it with Fiendsmith. Opponent won the die roll, so that's already scary. And, ooh, they're rocking an extra thick deck, so we're gonna use Ash Blossom as bait here, as weird as that sounds, because they could literally be on anything. And usually stopping this is a good idea, because once you stop this, they won't be able to go into anything else. Unless this is some synchro spam soup deck that I'm not aware of that uses dinosaurs. But that was apparently more than enough to make my opponent concede. So let's move on to the next game. Lost a die roll again, so let's see what my opponent... Oh my god, another person with an extra thick deck. But this time I opened with Max C rather than the dreaded Ash Blossom Luck and Lolbird combination. But this time around as well, we have... Well, I mean, these are good starters, but not like the first game where I had the Field Spell and Fiendsmith's Tract. So that'll definitely get me further than what I have in here. We have the Dictator of Dicks. Okay, sure. Sending Blue Eyes to the graveyard. Wait, this is just 60-card Blue Eyes. Because it could actually just be that. It's just 60-card Blue Eyes. Sure. I have no idea. I mean, okay. It was a level 4 spellcaster, so I'm actually not sure how far I should go here. But if they're not activating this, then that means they either already have it in hand, or they felt the need to not search it because they can smell an Ash Blossom from a mile away. Okay, send the Blue Eyes, sure. Foolish Burial for Blue Eyes. Oh, they're sending Jet. That is Gucci. Then they do that. I don't know what Strength and Unity does, unfortunately, because Blue Eyes decks do not use this at all. Good God. Okay, they're gonna tribute that off. Special summon from the deck, I believe. Oh wait, no, they're gonna special summon from the graveyard. Okay, cool. That'll make me draw another card because Maxi is a busted ass card and needs to be banned. Let's see what else they're gonna do here, because they literally don't have any defenses apart from Jet Dragon here. But that's honestly very easy to get around, especially with a deck like mine. So we're gonna find out how else my opponent proceeds from here. Because if not, I'm just gonna... Well, okay, I'm just gonna combo off in their face then. Unless this face down card is a banger and will ruin my day. So we're actually going to start by... I could actually use some sort of these nuts here, like, immediately, but I don't think I should, because their one piece of interaction is a spell trap, so I think leading with the Phantom of Yubel will not be advisable. So, and I was right. We got True Light instead. So I believe they're just going to summon out a no, okay, they're gonna do that. I don't know why, but I guess that just means my opponent has absolutely no interaction left. Because I think Jet activates from the graveyard. Yeah, he activates from the graveyard. And then start with the damage step. Yeah. So he won't be doing anything until about the combat steps. So I'm just gonna do my combos because I don't think my opponent has any more interaction here. And I'm just gonna do my Fiendsmith combo lines along with Yubel here. So I'll see you guys at the damage step. or combat phase, whichever the one that is. So I just realized that I went through the entire Fiendsmith line, and then I failed to realize that I could have just killed him by summoning 3 of my Yubels, because I had one of the spirits of Yubel in my hand. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm literally just gonna swing my 3 Yubels into his Blue Eyes White Dragon because he has 3,000 attack, and I mean, this isn't exactly BMing because I did not realize that I had the line open to me the whole time. So, whoops on me. I made this way longer than it should have been. Let's move on to the next game. I have not won a single die roll this entire time. And, well, we have Drone and Lockbird to defend against whatever my opponent could potentially have. But they are rocking the Sky Striker sleeves. So, it may not even be useful. Stellar Knights. What in the actual fuck? Oh, my opponent is living in the year of our Lord 2015, I believe, and but hey, they could have something that I do not know, so we're gonna find that out soon enough. And okay, this is one of those instances where I might actually need to bait out stuff using the Fiendsmith side of things first before I do anything else. And this is one of those times where I actually have to stop the Max C rather than the Ash Blossom, because I don't think I would want my opponent to draw too many cards, because they are playing Teller Knights after all. They could have, and okay, sure. They had that, but I don't think it's going to help too much because I have Lack and Lowbird. Sure thing. Add from deck to hand, sure. I mean, I kind of have to. Discard. I guess I discard this. And then, I don't know how else this is going to resolve. Okay, they did add a card. So, we're going to use Droll here. And, let's just wish my opponent good luck. Because I won't be drawing any more cards, fortunately. There we go. And, I believe we can pop off pretty safely here. I'm assuming. Because some sort of these nuts, you know, it tributes itself and then summons the spirit from the deck, and then that will allow me to get Nightmare Pain out of the deck, and rather than add it to hand, I literally don't have a choice and I have to set it on the field. So I'm just gonna go through the combo lines. I'm not gonna make you guys sit through this because you're probably very familiar with this by this point, and I'll just see you guys at the next interesting point. Okay, so a small update here. I just ended with this, and then I will use Fiendsmith's Tract from the graveyard in order to make the one and only oh god, Desiree. There we go. I almost forgot his name. So we're gonna use that. Then we're gonna fuse away Desiree. We're gonna use these 3 bad boys that are on the field, and then we will equip the sequence onto Desiree so that he cannot be targeted. Then inflict an extra 1,200 points of damage because we can, and wish my opponent good luck. If they're gonna need it, good god. So we're literally just gonna end on this. We're gonna end with 3 negates, and because my opponent wasn't exactly able to draw any cards, they're gonna be trapped in whatever piece of hell this is. So let's see if my opponent can even do anything about this, if at all. No, I'll allow my opponent to do that. Let's see if they can do anything about it. They've only used like a couple of cards so far. One of them being Max C, of course. Then they had their Teller Knight removed unceremoniously from the field. And then they have this one unknown. They did have a counter trap, so I do not remember if this was meta during the time that it was at the height of its power. So I guess we're gonna find out. Opponent does have 3 cards, but I have 3 negates, so I can very easily chew through it. Although we're no longer under Droll and Lockbird. Who the hell knows what my opponent's gonna do. Opponent literally is on Teller Knights. Okay, cool. He's gonna try to revive that. Well, opponent. One thing you should know about card design in the 2020s. It's a far cry from what it used to be, unfortunately. So we're gonna do that. Altair, you're just gonna sit there and look cool for the crowd here. Then we're gonna use Spirit of Yubel's ability. If they have any in-hand effects, they could have used it, but I guess we win here. Let's move on to the next duel. I never won the die roll for once. Let's see what opening hand is going to be given to us here. Um, I could use Fualos like just immediately because I don't think I'll be able to use this anywhere else. So although it could be discard fodder, so I guess I'm not going to. Um, I could. Oh my god! I guess I only have the Yubel line available to me here, unfortunately. So we're gonna do this. If this gets borked, then it gets borked, unfortunately. But it does not. So I guess we do this. We are going to be working on really thin margins here because we don't exactly have too many things going for us here. So we're gonna find out how far we can get. The little pause between Nightmare Pain being set and then going to my opponent's side of things, they probably have something like Ghost Ogre, or actually, I just saw a glimpse of that. It could just be internet issues. So we're gonna get Grave Squirmer here. Then we're gonna activate Spirit's effect. Then we're gonna summon OG Yubel. There we go. And then we're gonna use a Grave Squirmer. There we go. We're gonna put him here. Then we will destroy OG Yubel. And then we'll summon the Terror Incarnate out of the deck. And then we're gonna go through the Finsmith combo line. Yay! Where have you seen this before? But before we actually go any further, we need insurance. Yes, I know I missed the timing with that thing. I probably should have set up the insurance right away, but because a Nibiru could potentially be coming here. So we're gonna shuffle those two away, and then we'll put Phantom Yubel right here, and then we're gonna go through our Fiendsmith combo line finally. Let's see how this goes. So we're gonna use that, go on Requiem, and then Requiem, summon the boy out of the deck. You guys have all seen this before, so let's just skip to the end of my turn. Okay, this is the end board, and I'm pretty satisfied with it. We can still use Engraver's effect here, but I don't think we need to do that. I can still keep Link summoning here, but I don't think we need to do that as well. This is about as decent as an end board as you can get. It does lack an extra negate here. There was a line potentially that I could have done that had both Lacrima here and Engraver on the field, but I sadly did not see that. But usually these points of interaction are more than enough to stop a lot of things. So we're gonna see, especially against a Kashtira opponent. Oh boy, this is gonna be a real test of my patience right here. We're gonna find out. Fenrir, okay, cool. I can use Imperm on that thing, just so that it doesn't banish the stuff that I have on board. Or we can also use Uncharted Soul of Rage, because this isn't. I'm not quite sure if this is what I think it is. So we're gonna use Imperm first. Also, so that he can't banish stuff that I do. So there's that. And I'm also assuming that he has other Kashtira in hand. Okay, Kashtira Theosis, sure. What if your target no longer exists? You won't be able to summon out of the deck in case that happens. So we can do that. And then this would also be an opportune time to, I'm just realizing that SP Little is actually necessary for this deck, because it's literally the only reason why you would go into Unchained Soul of Rage in the first place. So we're gonna banish Birth. I'm assuming they have more copies somewhere in either in the hand, or their field spell is already doing its thing. Okay, they are Desperation mode right there. So let's see if they do indeed draw what they need to draw. They do not. All right, cool. We have hampered the Kashtira Menace, well, just barely. It is 3k attack, so that is something. Scareclaw Kashtira is also something, I guess. So he searches, I believe. Yeah. I guess I should have stopped that, now that I'm thinking about it. Oh wait, no. It banishes. Okay, cool. It doesn't search. I was reading that wrong. Now he just has a couple of beefy attackers that he can. Now that I think about it, this can go into Arise Heart. Oh no. I can use SP Little Knight to temporarily remove him from the field. Should he even try to do anything. But otherwise, the moment he goes into battle, he will be forced to attack into Phantom of Yubel here. So there is that. Castilla is one of those archetypes that I'm really, really scared for. Simply because a lot of their stuff banishes. And my stuff relies on stuff going into and out of the graveyard. And once they go into the banish pile, I have to jump through a few hoops in order to get out of there. So there is that. Declares an attack. Excavate the top 5, banish 1. Well, fortunately, attack, face up, it's negated. Oh no! Battles, I guess I will stop that. I guess, potentially. I think it's already negated right there. I believed, if I'm reading it right. Alright, cool. Yeah, it was already negated. So, because of Scareclaw. What is he going to banish? I'm assuming... Tract? Yeah, he could. I mean, banishing Tract is really good. He's banishing Imperm instead. Why? I don't know why, but okay, sure. Okay, he kills the Muckracker. Destroy one card I control. I don't think Yama is useful at the moment here, so we can just skip on him for now. Okay, cool. We are taking a bit of damage here. Discard one card I control. Nah, I don't think we need to summon Yama because he is not useful in this exact situation. So they move to main phase 2. They could just go into Arise Heart here and completely ruin my day. So they let's see if they are doing that. They're going to Shangri-Ira instead, so that is interesting. They're going to get stuff out of their deck instead. So that is also a thing that they can do. I knew that was coming along because of what Ogre did. So let's see. I mean, I'm assuming they're just going to get Unicorn, then get another Kashtira Birth because that fucking thing is back at 3. Okay, cool. They're going to start ripping stuff from my extra deck, and I do not know if I can even win from here. So, okay, they're going to destroy the Nightmare Pain, and I guess we can use Yama here. So let's see. Oh, right. We can use Fualos. Now that I think about it. So we can draw cards because I believe they will be summoning more from this point. And I literally don't have any other windows to do so. Oh, it's only during the opponent's main phase. Alright, cool. What can we do here? We can use Lacrima. Then we can revive Engraver. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we're gonna use Lacrima here because he'll be ripping stuff from my extra deck anyway. So, destroy card. Yeah, no, actually, destroy card I control. Correct. Destroy card you control. Yeah, no, we're not gonna destroy a card. So we're gonna allow Unicorn, unfortunately, to rip a card out of my extra deck. I'm assuming it's one of the extenders, which is to be expected. Getting rid of Appaloosa is weird, but hey, you do you. So. Shangri-Ira doing Shangri-Ira things to be expected. Oh, why did I not revive that? Oh no. This card. Oh, it must be Fusion Summon, so it was only Special Summon. Great. Now that Unicorn has done his thing, I think we have slightly more free reign. So we add the Spirit Gates to hand. There we go. Although... Sharvada is a level 6, so we might be onto something here. Sharvada is indeed a level 6, so I'm gonna keep that in mind as I go through my lines here. We're gonna use Spirit Gates. There we go. We're gonna discard the other Beckoning Beast. So there we go. We're gonna summon Samsara These Nuts. There we go. We're gonna use Samsara These Nuts. There we go. Then we're gonna summon Spirit of Yubel. And then we already have a Nightmare Pain, so then we're just gonna use Spirit Gates to get the Nightmare Pain that they destroyed. And because I didn't search, that should already be an indication to my opponent that I already have everything in hand. So we're gonna do this. Can I still actually search? Because I believe we still have searchable stuff in the deck. Yeah, I do. So now we're gonna use Sharvara. We're gonna destroy this. I believe my opponent has... Okay, using preparations. Sure. He's gonna summon one of the Kashtira monsters that has been banished. So there is that. I believe I should just attack into the Shangri-Ira here. And then, ooh, that is something. So, yeah. And then we do this. Wait, no, not that. This one right here. So we do this, then we shuffle away Terror Incarnate and one of these guys. There we go. We have 6,800, but we sadly do not have the space, and I do not like that, unfortunately. Declares an attack or activates a monster effect. So, we are sadly caught between a rock and a hard place here. So I guess we just have to attack. And ooh, actually, 3, 4, 3, 5. Ooh, okay. This is 7,000. So we just use Spirit to attack into Shangri-Ira twice. There we go. We found the line, ladies and gentlemen. We just had to remove Lacrima from the board. Take that, Kashtira. Let's move on to the next game. Let's see what happens now that I won the die roll. That was a little too dramatic for me. But we opened with nothing. Holy shit. We opened with absolutely nothing. Holy crap. This is one of those bad hands. We're just going to scare my opponent and put infinite impermanence right there. And then let's just see if the amount of hand traps that I have in hand are going to be more than enough to make my opponent shit their pants. So they draw for turn. And what do you know, opponent? Why... Alright, because I control the card. I cannot use Fualos there. I completely forgot that was the thing. They are running Raid Raptors, though. So they do die to Drone Lockbird very easily. So we're gonna see. I'd also have Infinite Permanence, so that is something. I can't use Fualos, sadly. So they're gonna add to hand. I'm gonna allow that. I can allow that. Sure. Then once they add to hand, we're gonna use Lacanolbird. And let's see if my opponent can fight through this. They will just be out of commission for a lot of their searches, because if there's anything I know about Raid Raptors, they search a lot. So there is that. And I can't use Follows anyway. Well, not yet. Unless I use Infinite Impermanence here. Then Ash Blossom stops summons from deck anyway, so that will also be fine. Raider's Knight is nice and all, sure. What if I negate it? What if I negate it, opponent? You gonna do something about that, eh? You're gonna do something about that. I don't know what other moves my opponent could potentially have. Oh, dear God, he does have something. I guess now we use Fualos here. Well, not yet. Not yet. Until they have a summon from deck. Take damage. Okay, they're going to summon from hand. Oh, now we Fualos, because they will likely go into their extra deck plays at this point. Unless they have a hand trap that can stop Fualos. Okay, cool. They do not. So any extra deck summon or summon from deck that they do, I'm going to ruin their day. Oh wait, no, I cannot do that anyway, because hey, I forgot that we're under Drone Lockbird, because this is a symmetrical effect. Well, I guess I really wasn't using Drone Lockbird anyway, but my opponent also might forget that. If they don't, then I'm gonna be happy for it anyway. So yeah, I won't be able to draw with Follows anyway. And then again, the moment I do anything with Fualos on my turn anyway, I won't be able to, because if I draw into any monster, specifically a dark monster that allows me to capitalize on Nightmare Pain being in my hand, then and only then will I be able to do anything. So there is that. Opponent's just detaching for cost, just to send a Raid Raptor to the graveyard, even though it's negated. That's literally the only reason they're gonna do that. Okay, they're gonna set from deck, which gets around the Drone Lockbird effect. So that will be something that they can do. Okay, yep. Rank up magic. Sure. Then they're gonna use it immediately. I'm assuming they're going to summon the rank 7, and then that rank 7 is going to go into the Ultimate Falcon. Then once that happens, I'm going to cry. So I'll just see you guys either at the next duel or at the next interesting point where I somehow survive this duel. Opponent won the die roll again. So we're gonna see. Oh dear God. So if my opponent is anything, they're gonna react to this very viscerally, as a matter of fact. With a name like Tuna Slice. Oh boy, they're rocking the special portrait with the Sky Striker stuff. I don't think I have those, but I'm not exactly one for portraits anyway. Okay, cool. That is indeed the Ash Blossom check. So let's see if they react to Max C. Because all this guy needs is for you to special summon, and I will draw a card. So. Do you have anything for this? Of course you don't. Fualos has become the Ash Blossom check. So, opponent, can you play under the cockroach? We're gonna find out soon enough. Okay, Lubellion is a good start and a good indication that my opponent will be special summoning a lot. But if they don't, then I do have Triple Tactics talent that will help me here, potentially. Opponent's on Centurion, so they could keep going here. Unless they have... Okay, sure. I draw one card. I don't think I have any more points of interaction here, if at all. So we're going to see how far they go. Although it is Centurion, so it will take a while, unfortunately. I'll just see you guys at the beginning of my turn. Okay, we're back, and opponent just stopped on that. And to be honest, respectable. Because they know they were under Maxi, and they're just going to set up for something on my turn. So that is slightly scary. We do have the field spell, so we can pop off just a little harder here if they don't use Imperm or Effect Veiler on this thing. So we can pop off even harder. Okay, cool. We got Spirit Gates, which will allow us to do thingamabobberoos. I don't even know how to word those things. This will allow us to search. Sure. Opponent is could potentially have stuff in hand for what it is that I'm about to do. Because they're thinking. They are thinking. They're thinking long and hard. Now we use the field spell because this is such a cracked-ass card. It's semi-limited for a reason. Yes, we will search a card and we will get some out of these nuts. And let's see if my opponent allows me to do what I need to do here. If not, they can draw in Lockbird here. And then we go into the full Fiendsmith combo line. Because we have 2 monsters on board. Then we go into full Fiendsmith combo. Yay! Oh my god. It's just like Verte Anaconda, like way back during that guy's heyday. Any 2 monsters makes Verte Anaconda Dragoon pass. I have actually been considering doing that for Fiendsmith, but extra deck space is way too goddamn tight, and I just can't. I cannot. Even for the memes, I just cannot. So that happened. Opponent has and will be thinking a lot. So let's see how far they go here. So there's that. Do you have something for this? You're gonna summon the 2 monsters that you have in the back. No, not yet. Sure. Let's see what you do with this. If at all. Sure. How funky would it be if I destroy the one in hand instead? I guess we can do that. So we destroy that. Then we get Grave Squirmer. There we go. This will also leave a decent number of material on board. And we can also go into Apollo USA, should it be necessary. But we're gonna find out soon enough how patient my opponent is being. Okay, cool. Getting rid of Spirit Yubel there is not gonna do anything. It will just remove him. It will just remove them from the equation. Yes, but I guess he just needed to summon that thing, and then use its effect where it would be removed from the field. Okay, sure. I don't know why you would do it that way, but okay, sure. Let's see. Okay, right, they did do that. So we can do this. We can triple attack. I want to draw 2 cards, but I literally don't have everything. So I can't just take the Druvis Worm And then, there we go. Let me borrow that for a second. And then we can combo off even harder. Yay! I think my opponent is could potentially be dead here. So we do this. I could have gone into Varudras now that I think about it, but we're gonna chain block because we can. There we go. There we go. And let's see what my opponent has for me here. And they have Pizza Hut, sure. I don't know why you're wasting all of your bestials on that. Magnemite is the one that I'm least scared of, simply because he only searches, and I'm pretty sure I can kill my opponent somewhere along these lines. We're gonna find out soon enough, though. So Nightmare Throne, yep, yeah, he does his thing. Then Pizza Hut does his thing. I'm allow him to do that because he cannot exactly do anything. And then we're gonna go through the entire Fiendsmith combo line. So I'll just see you guys just before the combat phase. Okay, we're here just before going to combat. My opponent clearly can still recover because they have Trudea and Gargoyle in the back row. And then I'll just need to eliminate the two monsters that they have here. Desiree can negate some stuff, and so does Yubel. But otherwise, I'm pretty sure my opponent still has a chance, but it's a very slim chance. So I'll just come back once something more interesting happens, and I'll see you guys there. I don't know what it is with my opponent and banishing my Yubels just so that they can summon the Druid Worms, but I do not know if they're thinking that the Bestials negate the effects of the Yubels, but they'll be summoned out nonetheless, simply due to the nature of, especially because I have the field spell. So, but to my opponent's credit, they are fighting, and they're fighting really, really decently, I guess. So they're gonna summon out Pizza Hut. They can't attack normally anyway because I have a Yubel on board, so there is that. Branded Regained is going to shuffle back one of my guys because they don't have a banished monster, so there is that. Okay, they got Pizza Hut out. That's fine. That's not my negate, unfortunately. I can negate something else if it comes to that because at the moment they don't have any tuners. And, okay, they're gonna get the Lubellion out of their graveyard. That's been sitting there since, like, about turn 1, maybe. And they're gonna use Druid Swarm, sure. Who are you gonna send? Are you gonna send Ghostbusters? Sending Muckracker. That is interesting. Sure, she can go. She's basically done her job. She is just a combo extender, mostly. Although she is, Destruction Protection for the board. Because I don't know why a reporter would be Destruction Protection. Ooh, they have Chaos Angel. Sure. They use, I believe, hold on, let me read. Who did they use? They use Magnemite and Gargoyle. Sure. That is fine. Can I respond to that? Wait, what are the attributes of the stuff that they used? They're both darks. Darks mean that they cannot be destroyed by battle, so that is definitely going to be my negate. And then they're going to be forced to attack into Yubel anyway, and then they're gonna die, and that is the way things go, unfortunately. They've already used the effect of that thing, so I believe we just negate Trudea because why not? They're gonna be Gargoyles in hand anyway, so we're not gonna be able to interact with that. Lubellion doesn't exactly have any effect that does anything to my board because it just extends the plays of my opponents. So let's see what they do from here. And again, they cannot attack me, or they can't attack my monsters. They have to attack Yubel. So okay, yep, to be expected. They're gonna do that. Gargoyle is on the field, sure. I am not sure what else they can do at this point, other than just attack into Yubel. They need to get rid of Nightmare Pain at the very least in order to get past my board. And they do have a way to get into that, but it's going to cost them Chaos Angel. Because SP Little Knight needs at least one monster from the extra deck in order to do her banish effect. So there is that. And I'm pretty sure that's what my opponent is thinking about right now, because otherwise he would not think this long. And oh boy, yeah, this is going to be a very tough decision indeed, because this could make or break his duel. And I will not be surprised if they do indeed go for that line. And Desiree can be targeted anyway, simply because of sequence here, which provides targeting protection. And I cannot. Oh, what's he doing? Hieratic Seal of Heavenly Spheres. Okay, cool. I don't think that's gonna do anything. Return one card. Okay, it's a non-targeting bounce, so that is something. They have to. Yeah, just return a card from field to hand. Sure, they can do that. Normal summoning Fuwalos. That is horrifying. Because why else would you normal summon that? I don't know. So we're gonna find out soon enough what my opponent is cooking here. Okay, sacrificing hieratic seals. That took them way longer than I thought they would. About goddamn time. I guess they didn't want to sacrifice a Chaos Angel, and they thought long and hard about what they wanted to do there. So, I mean, getting rid of Nightmare Pain is the utmost priority here, so that they won't be forced to attack into the Yubel. So, okay, now they have slightly more free reign to attack, and they probably ran out of time, question mark. I think that's what happened. No, they just surrendered. Okay, cool. They probably still had a chance, but I guess because of the amount of advantage that I have on board, and they had to sacrifice a lot, and they only had one card in hand, I guess. I guess that was more than enough for my opponent to concede. So yeah, we're gonna cut it here, and deck is still performing pretty much how I expect it to. It folds definitely to targeted points of interaction. I mean, all combo decks do. If you know their checkpoints, they definitely die very easily, and they're gonna die very soon after. I don't know how else to word it. That's just the nature of Yu-Gi-Oh! More often than not. So we're gonna cut it here, and if you guys like what you saw, hit like, comment, subscribe, and share this among your friends. And until next time, and me not getting tongue-tied, toodles!